Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Nishavatarakant Tat Prakasham Satat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudaudaye Pushpavanato Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau. ग्रंथेरा आरंभ करी मंगलाचरण गुरु वैष्णव भगवान तीनेर स्मरण होय विघ्न विनाशन अनायास सफल निज वांछित पुराण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरि हरि हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Sri Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, Adi-lila, Chapter 2, Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme. So, Brahmaji was glorifying Lord Krishna when he met him after the Brahma Vimohan Lila, or at that time, and he quotes multiple verses to declare the supremacy of the Supreme Lord Sri Hari, Sri Krishna, over all the Narayana forms. And then Krishna says, "What are you talking about? I cannot understand what you are saying." Krishna is saying this. Lord Narayana is the one who sits on the Garbhodaka ocean, in the Karunadakshay ocean. Maybe you're talking about someone else. Krishna cannot understand Brahma's prayers. So with that, we pause. Let's see what happens further. 48. Brahma kahe jale jive ye Narayana se sab tomar ansha e satya vachana. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Brahma replied, "What I have said is true. The same Lord Narayana who lives in the waters and in the hearts of all living beings is but a plenary portion of you." So, Brahmaji is now trying to make Krishna understand. Oh, all these Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, the Paramatma form, etc. are your Amsha. Brahma bole, Jale Jive. Ye tomara sab ansha. These are your anshas. So Brahmaji is explaining Krishna. Okay, let's read the next word. Text 49. Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, you want to read?
Krishna Prabhuji, then registration. Karana bhadi garbhadaka chiro yaka sayi maya prabhu bare sisti kare tata savamayi. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Haranyagarbha, Garbhodakshayi and Kshirodakshayi forms of Narayana all create in cooperation with the material energy. In this way, they are attached to Maya. So here, the Purusha avatars, uh, forms of Narayana, all create in the cooperation of material energy, and in this way, they are attached to Maya. Please explain.
Thank you. I think we have discussed this point multiple times that Krishna does not directly come in contact with Maya. His different expansions like Karnadakshay Vishnu, etc. They do all that work. The example given is like a big CEO, big like owner of a multinational company. He'll not be the one kind of running behind all the operations and the finance and the HR. Different managers, different general managers will take care of the show. So, same way, the Supreme Lord is always busy in his pastimes. Text 50. Yes, Sampada Mataji, you have your hand up. You want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, thank you. Text 50. Saitina Jala Sai Sarva Antaryami Brahmanda Vrindera Atmaye Purusanami. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. These three Vishnus lying in the water are the super soul of everything. The super soul of all the universes is known as the first Purusa. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So they are the Purna Atma, Antaryami, Sarv Antaryami. So what's the first Purusha, or who's the first Purusha?
Karana Vishnu.
Karana Vishnu, that's Mahavishnu. So he is the super soul of all the universe. The super soul of all the universe is the first Purusha. Let's see. What are the other two Purushas? 51. Yes, Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in the text 49, Prabhuji writing, they are attached to Maya. So, Vishnu Tattva is never attached to Maya. Created by Vishnu Tattva creates Maya, but attached to Maya is any other sense its meaning?
Yeah, I think I shared the context here is that it's connected with Maya. Sabha, Mai. So Prabhupada mentioned that word to word translation here. They are connected with Maya. Connected in the Maya in the sense they interact with the material energy. But Krishna doesn't even come in contact with the material energy directly.
Thank you, Prabhuji. All the devotees, Dhamma Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada, text 51. হিরণ্যগর্ভে আত্মা গর্ভদকশায়ী বেষ্টি জীব অন্তর্যামী ক্ষীরোদকশায়ী. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Garbhodakshi Vishnu is the super soul of the aggregate of living entities, and Shivodakshi Vishnu is the super soul of each individual living being. Back to Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So 3 Purusha avatars and their super souls for different part. One is the super soul of the universe. One is the super soul of all the living entity, Atma, Paramatma. That is the 3rd Purusha avatara. That is Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. And the 2nd Purusha avatara, that is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, is the super soul of every
living entity,
the aggregate of living entities. Sorry, Karanodakshaya, Garbhodakshaya, and Shirodakshaya. Shirodakshaya is of the individual living entity, and the Garbhodakshaya is the aggregate of the living entities. That's the difference here. Okay. And that's basically the word Nara, right? We have discussed Nara, Ayana. This is the word Nara. Okay. Yes, Kirti Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Text 52. E sabar darshanate ache maya gandha turiye Krishner nahi mayar sambandha. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Superficially, we see that these Purusha have relationship with Maya, but above them in the 4th dimension is the Lord Krishna, who is not connect with the material energy. Purport. The 3 Purusha, Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Shirodakshaya Vishnu all have a relationship with material energy called Maya. Because through Maya, they create the material cosmos. These three Purusha who lie on the Karana, Garbha, and Kshira oceans, respectively, are the super souls of everything that be. Karanodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul of the collective universes. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul of all collective living beings. And Shirodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul of all individual living entities, because all of them are somehow attached to the affairs of the material energy. They can be said to have some affection for Maya, but the transcendental position of Sri Krishna himself is not even slightly tinged by Maya. His transcendental state is called Turiya, or one-fourth dimensional stage. So, Dandavat Pranam. So, in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining the three Purusha avatara, Shirodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Karanodakshaya Vishnu. And he has explained their position, which is related to the Maya, and that's why they attach to that. But the Lord Krishna is above them. He is not attached to the material things. So that's what he is a supreme Lord. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. I think Prabhupada reads our mind. Prabhu just asked this question, and Prabhupada is so nicely explaining here that Krishna, very, very clear, Krishna who has no contact with material energy. That's a difference between the Supreme Lord, Krishna, and his expansions like Narayana, Purusha avatars, etc. We talk about the 4D, the fourth dimension. Okay, we'll keep reading. Would someone like to read text 53?
I can read from
Yeah, please.
text 53. Virada hiranyagarbhascha karanam cheti upadhyayah isyayata tribhirhinam turiyam tata racha kasate. Translation and purport by Divine Guest A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In the material world, the Lord is designated as Virat, hiranyagarbha, and karana. But beyond these three destinations, the Lord is ultimately in the fourth dimension. Purport. Virat, the phenomenal manifestation of the Supreme Whole. Hiranyagarbha, the numinous soul of everything, and karana, the cause or causal nature, are all but destination of the Purushas who are responsible for material creation. The transcendental position surpasses these destinations and is therefore called the position of the fourth dimension. This is a quotation from Sridhara Swami commentary on the 11th canto, 15th chapter, verse 16 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So here the beautiful description has given that Lord is a fourth dimension. And then we have just spoken this, the three Purusha avatara, the Karanodakshaya, Garbhodakshaya, and Shirodakshaya Vishnu. They are all the responsible for the material creation. But Lord is ultimately above them. It's called the fourth dimension. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you. Krishna is Turiya. Fourth dimension, as you mentioned. Turiya means fourth in Bengali. What does Turiya mean?
No, Prabhuji. I think this is Sanskrit.
Yes, actually you're right. This is Sanskrit. But in the previous verse also, I think previous verse was also Sanskrit, you're correct. So it's a combination of Sanskrit verses and Bengali verses which Brahmaji is speaking.
So, Prabhuji, in my book, which are the Sanskrit, it is written in the, like, Bengalis are highlighted, like thick letters, thin
Bold.
letters are the Sanskrit. Yeah, bold.
That's interesting. It's a good way to. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, let's see that in the book. Good. Okay, let's read on the next verse. Kashish Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, then with all devotees. Text number 54. Yadyapi te niramaya laya vyavahara tatapi tatsparsha nahi sabhi maya para. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Although these three features of the Lord deal directly with the material energy, none of them are touched by it. They are all beyond illusion. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Back to you.
So it's interesting, right? Because just now we read that they are in the contact or connected with the material energy. So it's although they are in contact, but they are not touched. Isn't that amazing? They are all beyond illusion. In short, and the same can be said for a pure devotee also. They live in this world, but they're not of this world. They may be in this world of dualities, but they are above the dualities. They may be in this body of bones and whatnot, skin and flesh, but they are not in this body. In short, iha yasya haridasya karmana manasagira nikhilat api avastasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. That person is jivan mukta. That for a pure devotee, the statement is said. What to speak of the Narayana forms, the Vishnu Tattvas. So they may be interacting with the material energy, but they are untouched. In short, Maya is Krishna's energy. Devi Isha Gunamai Mam Maya Duratteya. So Maya cannot overcome Krishna or Narayana. Because Maya is Krishna's energy. Krishna may use the energy or touch the energy or in the form of Prakriti, etc. But that doesn't mean that Narayana will come under the grip of illusion or Maya. So a very important point. And same is for the pure devotees as well. And same is for any sincere soul who is trying to be a pure devotee. And we see that also Elisha Prabhupada and all the great souls, that Maya cannot touch them. Haridas Thakur, famous example. Maya was trying to allure Haridas, but unaffected. One who is affected by the holy name cannot affected by the illusory energy. Okay, yes, Lakshay Prabhu, want to read? Babu Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Etad isham nam ishasya prakriti sto api tad gun I na yujyet sadatma sithe yata buddhist tad asraya. Translation. This is the opulence of the Lord. Although situated in the material nature, he is never affected by the modes of nature. Similarly, those who have surrendered to him and fix their intelligence upon him are not influenced by the modes of nature. Purport. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.11.38. Those who have taken shelter of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead do not identify with the world even while living in it. Pure devotees may deal with the three modes of material nature, but because of the transcendental intelligence in Krishna consciousness, they are not influenced by the material qualities. The spell of material activities does not attract such devotees. Therefore, the Supreme Lord and his devotees acting under him are always free from material contamination. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. I didn't know that this verse is coming, so whatever we discuss actually in the previous verse applies more to this verse, because this verse is very important and it's directly from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Lord and his pure devotees are not influenced by material energy. That's the essence of this verse. So that means, and that's what Krishna is also saying. Nirdvanda Traigunya Vishayaveda Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna. Nishtraigunya. Become transcendental to the three modes, O dear Arjuna. That's the instruction for all of us. Become pure devotee and become transcendental to the three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, pure devotee may deal with the energy. That's an important point. May deal with the things of the material world, but because of their transcendental intelligence in Krishna consciousness, they will not be affected. Prabhupada also dealt with practically everything, even getting married of his disciples, traveling, money, name, fame, challenges, life threats, health crisis. All these are material things in one way, like buildings and politics and rules and regulations, dealing with so many different kinds of people. But the state was always transcendental, beyond all these things. So that's the situation of the Lord and his pure devotees. Any other comments, any questions, additions anyone has? Okay. I just want to share a few things which may be helpful to the devotees. So number one, I think I promised that we'll provide the list of important verses. So this list is available, which we'll post, and Moksha Mataji has very nicely framed it. So it's in, if you want, you can take printouts and stuff and remember verses. This is pretty long, but chapter 1 is certainly one of the most important chapters. So just the verse and the translation. So there are 5 pages. And many verses are quite straightforward and simple. Many of them are from Chatushloki Bhagavatam, some from Bhagavad Gita. So this is available. This will be available, posted for all of you. You can access it. And also we developed this sadhana card. For those who are interested, can make use of it. I think this is a very helpful tool to help us to improve our sadhana. So it talks about what time you get up, what time you down to chant before 7:30 and after 7:30, reading books, hearing, and then services. And then if anyone wants to add something more based on their interest and preferences, that there's this is not a kind of it's pretty flexible, so yeah, you can use it if you feel like, if you think it will help you. This is available for use. I think I already posted, but I just wanted to share with everyone, and feel free to share with anyone whom you may feel it would be helpful. There is no copyright. Feel free. Okay. Any comments or any questions before we stop the Chaitanya-Caritāmṛta and move on to the Bhagavatam? Okay.